Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of JC Sports Replays as we try to get this streaming thing back on track. Like a little bit of crack. Not that kind of crack. That's not nice. Please bear with me as I once again attempt to set things up properly, that we may enjoy a lovely game together of Strat-O-Matic baseball 1998 style. Well, see, it's a little too close, and I don't know why it's close tonight. It was a little bit better last night. Let's see if I can get a better view. Okay, come out this way a bit. Well, there we go. Everything's going perfectly, as always. What's funny is I didn't move this. Didn't move this at all last night, but here we are. Hey, Alan. Good afternoon. All right, that's a little bit better, right? I think we're getting closer to an actual good orientation. Hold on. Now it's crooked the other way. Where do I want to go? Just a touch that way? Go Brewers, indeed. I think we're in pretty good shape now. So we can get some cards out. How about some cards? What do you think? Unlike last night, we're pretty much set to go. So we're just going to get the tabletop organized and enjoy a little bit of 1998 baseball in no particular rush. Get my table set up the way I like it. There's a little bit more room here. If we can do that without losing the dice, we're in good shape. Let's see. And if you're wondering, it's Scott Carl versus Greg Maddux. Oh, everything's all screwed up. What happened there? And these teams kick off their 98 campaign with high hopes, because they've got high hopes. Yeah, I think we have a good view of everything here. It's not perfect, but it'll do in a pinch when we have a card table in a corner. So let's review our starting lineups for tonight's game between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. And I initially had to rewrite the score sheet because I wrote the Milwaukee Braves and the Atlanta Braves, and that's not going to work out. That's what happens when you play mostly retro seasons. So, on the mound for Milwaukee, warming up in the bullpen right now, is Scott Carl. He's 10-11 in real life in 33 starts, a 4.40 ERA. Playing second base, Fernando Vina. Batting second and playing first base today, Mark Loretta. Batting third and playing third, Jeff Cirillo. The left-hander Jeremy Burnett will play right field and bat cleanup. Marquise Grissom will play center and bat fifth. Dave Nilsson will play left field. He's a left field 5, folks, and bat sixth. Jose Valentin will play shortstop and bat seventh. Mike Matheny will be the catcher, batting eighth, and of course the pitcher Carl will bat ninth. And if you're wondering, he's a hitting 1. For the Braves, we've got shortstop Walt Weiss leading off. At second base, batting second, Keith Lockhart, and at third base, batting third, Chipper Jones. Andres Galarraga will play first and bat cleanup. Ryan Klesko will be in left field, batting fifth. The catcher, Javi Lopez, will bat sixth. In right field, it's Michael Tucker batting seventh. And in center field, Andrew Jones bats eighth. And batting ninth, The pitcher, Greg Maddux. Maddux, of course, 18-9 and 34 starts, a 2.22 ERA. So a very good card for Maddux. We'll see how things work out when these two teams take the field, though without too much weight. We'll sip a little tea. Let's see if we can kick this one off in style. Super advanced Strat-O-Matic baseball coming to you from Atlanta by way of Shrewsbury Township, New Jersey. And Maddux takes the mound. The Braves take the field. And coming up to bat for Milwaukee, it's going to be Vigna. Maddux a righty, Vigna a lefty. And I just want to make sure that I like the way things look when we lay them out. I'd love to have a little bit less glare on the field, so let's do that. See if we can get a little more clarity without all that extra light and contrast. I think it looks a little bit better. That way or this way? Let's go that way, maybe. No, I think we're going to go down. I think he was better down. Just gives me enough ambient light on the side. All right, so Maddux is done with his warm-up pitches, and Vigna steps into the box. There'll be a lefty facing a righty. Here's the pitch to Vigna. That's a 4-8 left-handed, and he's down on strikes. So Maddux dotting the corner, and Vigna can do nothing but walk back to the dugout, one away. Here's going to be Mark Loretta. You know what? I need the light. I'm sorry. We'll have to work on this. I'm crazy about the shadows. I wonder if I can get a better angle here if I move the light. It wasn't bothering me last night, but tonight it's bothering me. I think that's going to be best of both worlds if we just give it a second. So Loretta's up. Righty on righty. The pitch from Maddux, that's a 110 against the right-hander. Line drive, hit right at Galarraga. And he snares it for the second out. 2 away, and here's Jeff Cirillo coming up. Cirillo waits for the pitch from Maddux. 5-7, double 1 to 8. That's going to get into the gap and be a 2-bagger for Jeff Cirillo. So a 2-out double for Cirillo. We need to know the holds. I always forget that. Maddux +4, Lopez 0, so the battery is a +4, which would be a +2, 0 for the stealing. And Carl is a -2 hold with a +1, so that's a -1 for the battery. So Cirillo on second, not a steal threat from there. Still unhappy with the lighting situation. So I think we're just going to go back to the original layout and see if we can manage. Really have to, well, we're going to set up the Christmas tree and move around the stuff this weekend. So we'll see how it all looks when it all plays out. But anyway, Cirillo is on second, staying close to the bag, just a couple of steps off. And here's Burnett's. Burnett's a left-handed batter with power. Here's our havoc roll, first of all, nothing doing. And the pitch from Maddux is a 2-5. Now on strikes. Maddux breaks off the curveball, and Burnett swung over the top for the third out of the inning. So 1 hit, 1 left. Nothing doing for Milwaukee. We'll head to the bottom of the first, and the Braves will get their first turn at bat. They'll be facing lefty Scott Carl, and it's Walt Weiss leading things off. He is a switch hitter, batting right. How about a 1-9, left-handed? And a base hit up the middle. A chopper right through over the bag in the center of the field into center. So Weiss is on. That's a 19. They'll hold him, makes him a 16. He needs just a 3 for the stolen base. For the lead, I should say. And he doesn't get one. So Weiss held close with a throw over from Carl. And here is Lockhart. Keith Lockhart, another lefty. Lefty on lefty action. And here's the pitch. It's a 5-5. Fly ball to left. Settling under is Nielsen. No problem. And Lockhart's retired for the first out. We'll bring up switch hitter Chipper Jones. He'll bat right. Havoc roll, nothing doing. Got a 6-11 right-handed. That is, oop, damn it, did it again. Didn't check the ballpark effects. So that is a 6-11 with a 20. Ballpark homer chance here, but we have to see what. This is going to be Atlanta daytime. And the roll is on 11. So in April, 11 daytime is going to be average. It's 11-11-6-6. So single 11 home run 6-6. We have the park correct this time. We didn't flip home field, so we'll get. And the roll was a 20. So that is a fly ball to left field. Settling under it is Nielsen, and just on the track is Jones, retired. So 2 away, man on first. Weiss holding close. Carl steps off, and Weiss back to the bag. Well, here's Galarraga. Batting right against the lefty Carl. Good hitter, Andres. 1-7 against the left-hander. Shortstop. Well, he's being held. That's a plus. It doesn't matter. The infield's not in. That's going to be a 6-4 to retire Weiss. Galarraga technically reaching on the fielder's choice, but really he's the third out. And after an inning in the books, we have no score. 1 left for Atlanta. It will be Grissom, Nielsen, and Valentine coming up. Well, here's Marquise Grissom. That's right against Maddox. But a 1-7 strikes him out. Third strikeout already for Maddox. Grissom had no chance there. And here's Nielsen, the left-hander. Maddox from the windup. It's a 4-7 against the lefty. Lofted this one out towards center. Medium deep. Jones with plenty of room and time makes the catch to retire Nielsen for the second out. So 2 down, top of the second, and here's Valentin. Another switch hitter. He'll bat left against Maddox. And that's a 1-10. Grounded toward Lockhart at second. He fields, fires over the first to Galarraga in time. And it's a 1-2-3 for Greg Maddox. The Brewers down in order in the top of the second. And we'll take our time and head to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Klesko, Lopez, and Tucker against Carl. Klesko from the left side. That's a 6-6. And paints the corner. Klesko swung under it. The high heat gets him. That's a strikeout and 1 down. And here's Javi Lopez, power hitting catcher. How about a 4-6 right-handed? And that one's low. Lopez lays off, and he'll draw a walk. 13 minus 1 is 12. They're actually going to hold him, make him a 10. So he will not be stealing, but he is held. That'll bring up lefty Michael Tucker. I feel like I should do a second D20 for the Havoc roll, but we'll make it work. Having a 1-9. 1-9 left-hander. Another strikeout for Carl here. Tucker swings over the top of the breaking pitch, and there's 2 down. And here's the youngster, Andrew Jones. No Havoc there. 1 on, 2 down. The pitch to Jones. That's a reroll if we have to do anything, but a 5-9. A right-hander strikes him out, so Carl strikes out the side. 1 walk, 1 left. After 2, we have no score. We'll head to the third. The Brewers will send up Matheny, Carl, and Vina. The catcher, Matheny, to lead things off. I'm going to work on getting my lighting right. I'm going to be resetting for this weekend, but I'll work on it tomorrow night when we do a little more streaming. Well, here's Matheny. Right-handed catcher batting against Maddox, who is looking good so far. It's a 5-10. Ground ball, third base X. We're going to roll them all. Third baseman is Jones. He's a 3E12. Well, how about an 1811? That's a G1. And I'll open that up so I can see the third column. E12, nothing doing. So Jones snags it and fires across the diamond in time to retire Matheny for the first out. One away, here's the pitcher, Carl. Everybody 1-6 strikes him out. Maddox went right after him and just went up the ladder there on Carl, and he couldn't hold himself up on the high heat on the third strike. So 2 quick outs here, and here's Vina, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's a 1, by the way. How about a 1-7 against the right-hander? This one's grounded down to first. Colorado will scoop it and take it himself to the bag. So another 1-2-3 inning for Maddox. Through 3, he's allowed just 1 base runner, the double by Loretta, by Cirillo back in the first. So that'll bring up Carl, and Maddox will lead things off, to be followed by Weiss and Lockhart. Maddox are right-handed. Does he bat righty? Yes, he does. How about a 4-5 righty? Ground ball shortstop X. This one's on the ground toward Valentin, a 3E29. How about a 19-15? I like that 15. That is a G1. That 15 on the 29 is safe, so Valentin scoops it, takes his time, and fires over to first. In plenty of time to retire Maddox for the first out here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Weiss, who singled and was retired on a fielder's choice. Walt waits from the right side. The pitch from Carl is a 5-4, and another ground ball third base X. This time it's Cirillo, a 1E12. How about a 7-10? 7 on the 1's G1, and 10 on the 12 is nothing doing. Cirillo picks it, strong throw across, and gets Weiss by a half step. That's 2 down quickly, and here is Lockhart. Pitch to Lockhart, 2-8. He, by the way, flew out his first time up. 2-8 against the lefty, and he lays off. That's a base on balls. So Lockhart is on. That's a 13. 12. They won't hold him. And that'll bring up Jones. Lockhart inching away from the bag. Carl steps off and they look over. But there's nobody standing there, so Lockhart with a decent lead with 2 outs. Havoc roll, nothing doing. And Carl delivers to Jones, having a 1-4. This one's on the ground towards short. Should be no problem for Valentin. He picks it, goes the short way to get Lockhart at second. And that'll be the third out. Jones technically reaching on the fielder's choice, but it doesn't matter because that'll do it here in the third. 3 in the books, folks. A crisp game thus far. No score. We head to the fourth, and Maddox will face 2-3-4. It's Loretta, Cirillo, and Burnitz. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm drinking a little Irish tea tonight. Not spiked, just straight. Started a little earlier than planned. But I like to get to bed early, so I'm an early riser, early to bed, early to rise. I'm trying to stay fucking alive. So here's Loretta. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch from Maddox is a 4-11. Against the right-hander, that's contact. Well hit out towards center, but Jones is ranging back. Now he pulls up short of the track and takes it in to retire Loretta for the first out. Here's Cirillo, the lone hit and lone base runner thus far for Milwaukee. Cirillo doubled back in the first. Maddox looks in, likes the sign, gives Lopez a nod, and now he delivers. How about a 4-6? This one's on the ground towards short. Should be no problem for Weiss. He picks it and tosses over to first in time to retire Cirillo. So 2 down. And here's Burnitz. Burnitz struck out his first time up. Left-handed batter, that's a 2-9. And Burnitz strikes out his second time up as well. That's 1-2-3 inning again for Maddox. He's now retired 10 in a row. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. No crooked numbers yet. Oscar's trying to eat something in the background. He likes to chew his toys, folks. So here we are. Bottom of the fourth, it's Galarraga, Klesko, and Lopez. The heart of the order due up for Atlanta against Carl, who's pitching well. How about a 4-2? Lofted to center. This one's well hit, but Grissom looks like he's got the range and the bead. Takes it in to retire Galarraga one away. Here's Klesko. Ryan struck out his first time up. How about a 2-9? And Ryan will ring up another K. Klesko strikes out to Carl's breaking pitch, and there's 2 down quickly here. Here's Lopez. Walked his first time up. 3-5 against the left-hander. Ballpark homer chance. That's a 20 again. So the right-hander Lopez drives the ball deep toward left. Nilsson going back, pulling up just short of the track, and makes the catch. Wind must be blowing in today, folks. Not exactly a slugger's park, but a 1-2-3 for Carl. We'll head to the fifth. A pitcher's duel thus far in the early going. Maddox will face Grissom, who's basically a second leadoff hitter for Milwaukee here, batting in the 5-hole, followed by Nilsson and Valentine. Grissom struck out his first time up. How about a 4-8? Against the right-hander. This one's on the ground toward short. Weiss. Galarraga, crisp. And Grissom is retired by a half step. That's 1. Here's Nilsson again. Flew out to center his first time up. I believe on a ballpark chance. And that's a 5-4 catcher's card X. So Lopez a 3-E1. How about a 3-8 on the 3-E1? Right, so we go 3-3, that's WG. 8 on the E1 is nothing. WG means no runners on base. Squib in front of the plate. The catcher throws him out at first. So Lopez pounces on the bouncer in front of the plate, rifles it down to Galarraga in plenty of time to retire Nilsson, 2 down. Nice play by Lopez. 2 away. Here's Valentine. Caught it. Tried to get away. I got it, though. 6-9. Valentine batting left, and he swings over the top of a nasty Maddox breaking pitch. And another 1-2-3. That's 13 in a row by Greg. But Carl's staying right there with him. There's no score, folks, as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Bottom of the order for the Braves. It's Tucker, Andrew Jones, and Maddox himself. Similar to Rab himself. Not as entertaining and way less nutshots. Well, here's Scott Carl. On the mound, lefty on lefty, Tucker waits. How about a 2-8? 2, got to look on the left side, Joe. 8 is a base on balls. So Tucker with the leadoff walk. He's got a little bit of speed. 17 minus 3, 14. They'll hold him, but he's a 4-5 to get a lead. 9 won't do it. So Carl throws over. Tucker retreats to the bag, and they'll keep him a little closer. That brings up Andrew Jones. Jones struck out his first time up. Little havoc die, nothing doing. Shake him up a little. Let's see if we can get some action going. It's a 5-11. Right-hander, ballpark single. Once again a 20. The ridiculous. Just ridiculous. That's popped up on the infield. Ranging over is Valentine, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, that brings up Maddox. Greg, if you're wondering, is a, let's see, he's a B bunter. He'll play the corners in. As pretty much always. Let's see if he sacrifices to try to get him in scoring position. So corners in. Havoc roll, of course. Nothing doing. Another 20. That die is coming up weird. I don't know if I like it. So Maddox squares. Delivery from Carl. It's a 4-8. So down the first base line. 8 on a C. It's going to be a sack. So first baseman Loretta plays it. Has only one play. He'll flip to Vigna at first. And Maddox executes a successful sacrifice 3-4 as Tucker goes to second. So Tucker in scoring position now with 2 down. And here's Weiss, 1 for 2 on the day. Check out the Havoc, nothing doing. How about a 2-3 left-handed ground ball down to third? There is Cirillo in plenty of time and guns it across and gets Weiss by a step. Second time in a row, Weiss is grounded to Cirillo to retire himself. So nothing doing for the Braves in the 5th. We'll go to the 6th, still scoreless. And who's Maddox going to face? Matheny, Carl, and Vigna. Well, here's Matheny. Grounded out to third his first time up. How about a 5-7 right-handed? Double 1 to 8. Nope. That's going to drop in for a base hit, and Matheny rounds first. He'll hold with a single. They won't hold him. He's a 20 stealer. Needs a 2, though. And, oh, is that an 11 or a 1? That's an 11. No pickoff chance. So Matheny can't get a good lead, and now it's Carl's turn to bunt. Carl's an A bunter, so he'll be a B on the sack. Havoc roll first. Nothing doing. So Carl squares. He's going to try to get the runner into scoring position. That's a 4. Once again, down the first base line. And a B. It's going to be a 3. A good bunt by Carl. Going to be fielded by Galarraga. He also has nothing to do but take it himself, as Matheny was running on the bunt. Laid down nicely by Carl. Galarraga tags the bag, and Carl's retired, but there's a runner in scoring position with 1 out. For Fernando Vigna. Vigna 0 for 2. Maddox. Quick glance at Matheny, not worried about him. How about a 1-5 right-handed? Fly ball right field. Going back on this is, Tucker. He has it in range and makes the catch. That's a B question mark, so he can tag here. Have to look this one up. It's been a while. Because it's a fly ball to right, B question mark. So just have to refamiliarize myself with this rule quickly. I don't think he can be out. I think he either advances or doesn't. Everybody's cut off rule computations. It's not necessary to read. Okay. I forgot about that. We got the chart in the back here. Fly ball B question mark. Second and third are loaded. No. Well, that's not helpful. They don't say anything about the runner on second. All right, I do have to read the rule. I'm sorry. Rules not apply to right field B readings from cards or F2 readings from Super Advanced. I'm confused. Runner on third does not automatically score. To attempt to score, runner on second base may advance with this calculation. Base runner's running rating, plus or minus the fielder's arm plus 2. The only out chance is a split chance of 20. So runner's rating, right fielder's arm plus 2. So the runner's rating, it's been a while, folks, just want to get this right. He's a 1 to 10, plus 2 is a 12, and the right fielder's arm is minus 1 to 11. So he either advances on a 1 to 11 or he's out on a 20. Otherwise, he holds, and he'll advance. So Matheny tags on the fly ball to right and advances to third as the throw comes into the cutoff man. All right, so 2 down, runner on third now, which means a wild pitch and a pass ball come into play. And here is Loretta, who is 0 for 2. And possible wild pitch right away. Maddox is only a 3, so no wild pitch. We'll resume with the at-bat for Loretta. That's a 1-6 right-handed single 1 to 18. A line drive up the middle, base hit, and the run will score. Mark Loretta with an RBI single, and the Brewers, take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the sixth, and Maddox appears to be human after all. So 15-14, they'll hold him, take him to 12. So Loretta on second. Here's Cirillo. Little havoc roll, 17-0 doing. And we go 4-10 right-handed. Ground ball shortstop X. That's going to be Weiss, a 2E22. We'll grab that chart. How about a 1 on the 2? That's a single 1. And a 3-4-5. That's a rare play. Single 1 rare player. Are we doing anything weird? Loretta is being held. He is not responsible for holding the runner. So single 1 rare. See. With the runner on first base, the batter hits a line drive, which hits the runner. The runner on first is called out. Batter goes to first on a single, and all runners hold. So that's going to be a shit. I don't even know how to score that. What would that be? Is he credited a single? And runner interference. I'll look that up later, but for now, that's going to end the inning. That is the third out as the ball hits Loretta mid-stride. Cirillo credited with a single. Loretta out on the interference. And that's the end of the sixth. But Milwaukee picks up a run. And they lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It's Carl. Two-face, 2-3-4. Lockhart, Chipper, and Galarraga. Here's Lockhart, 0-for-1 with a walk. How about a 5-5? Left-handed fly ball to left field, going back into his Nielsen. He has the range and makes the catch a little clumsily, but it's in his glove all the same. One away. Here's Chipper. He's 0-for-2. The Jones brothers looking to do some damage this year. They're not related, but they're brothers from another mother, if you know what I mean. 5-7. Chipper batting right. Double 1 to 3. Nope, that drops in for a base hit, and Chipper has his first hit of the season. He's a 17. Minus 3 is a 14. Will he try to steal? Yeah, he's going to try to get in scoring position. 4-5, nothing doing. They throw over, and Jones retreats to first. So runner on first, 1 down. Nothing doing havoc-wise. And about a 4-5 for Galarraga. Ground ball shortstop X. The shortstop is 3E29 Valentin. He's holding him, but he's not responsible. How about a 15-12 on the 3E29? That's a G1. G1, nothing doing with a runner on first. You know what that means. That means Valentin scoops, slips to Vigna for 1 and on to first for the double play, an inning ender. 6-4-3, a double play. Carl with a nice low ball to induce that double play. And through 6, folks, it's 1-0 Milwaukee. We'll head to the 7th. Carl, by the way, now susceptible for fatigue in that inning. And Maddox comes into his fatigue inning now. So here's Burnett's. He'll lead things off, followed by Grissom and Nielsen. Burnett struck out twice so far against Maddox. How about a 3-2? Right-hander. Fly ball out toward right. Settling under it is Tucker. And Burnett's is 1 away. Brings up Grissom. Grissom 0-for-2. Strikeout and a ground out. How about a 1-10? This one's grounded down toward third. Chipper is there. Fires across the diamond. Grissom once again retired by a half step. His speed's good, but not that good. And Chipper's got a cannon. So 2 down. And here's Nielsen. 0-for-2 so far for Dave. How about a 3-4 right-handed? Ground ball shortstop. This will be fielded by Weiss. Takes his time. Fires over to first, and Nielsen's retired. But hold on. That's a injury roll. Did he come up limping there, folks? That was a 3-4. Yep. Nielsen may have come up limping. We'll see if he stays in the game. No, they're going to take him out. So the inning's over here in the 7th. Maddox, a 1-2-3, returns to form. We'll go to the 7th inning stretch, but somebody else is going to be playing left field for the Brewers. As the early word from the dugout looks like a strained quadricep. Let's take a look at the potential impact. Nielsen, 342. His max injury is 30. We rolled an 11. Looks like just a strain. He'll miss a couple of days. The report is Nielsen will be day-to-day. But meanwhile, Nielsen's out of there, and Jeff Jenkins is going to come in to play left field in his place. Forgot the arm in the error. +1 E10. So a defensive upgrade in terms of his range for sure. Maybe a slight downgrade in the bat, but in any case, Carl comes out as Jenkins takes his place in the field alongside his teammates. And it's going to be Klesko, Lopez, and Tucker to face Carl. Klesko waits. Delivery lefty on lefty. That's a 5-4. This one's grounded down to third. Cirillo again, 112 at third base. This is likely to turn into an out, but let's take a look. That's why they play the games. How about an 18? Is that an 18? Yes, it is. 18-13. How about a G1? And he's an E12. Cirillo fields it and fires across the diamond in plenty of time to retire Klesko. Nice pick by Cirillo. Brings up Hattie. 0 for 1 is the catcher for the Braves. 2 for lefty. Grounded down to second. There's Vina. No problem. Flips to first. Lopez retired by a lot. So 2 down quickly, and here is Michael Tucker. Pardon me. Kyle Tucker would be a big upgrade. 6-8. Double 1 to 18 single. This one's into the gap and left center field, and it's going to get down. Tucker around first on his way to second. The throw is cut off, and Tucker in with a stand-up double. So he's an 11. They're not going to hold him at second. And that'll bring up Jones. Andrew is 0 for 2. Check the havoc. The 6 is nothing doing. And Carl sets from the stretch. Runner on second base is the tying run. Jones waits. A 5-7. Double 1 to 3 single. That's going to get down. Around third is Tucker. He's on his way home. The throw's cut off, and Tucker will score. So Andrew Jones, with an RBI base hit, ties the game at 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And I believe Carl is 1 hitter walk away from fatigue, so the bullpens are up. Hey, Dan, thank you very much. Nice to be back doing a game. Having a good time tonight. We've got a tight one here, 1-1. Bottom of the 7th. Maddox due up. You don't want to take him out, do you? But there are 2 outs. Interesting decision time. Maddox is pitching too well, I think. They're going to let him hit for himself. How's that for some confidence from Bobby Cox? Maddox will hit for himself. The havoc roll is for naught. And here is Carl for the right-handed Maddox. That's a 4-11. Fly ball out toward right. Should be no problem for Burnitz. And he corrals it. And that'll be the end of the 7th. So after 7 complete, it is 1 for the Brewers and 1 for the Braves. And we're having an opening day for the ages here in Atlanta. Well, 1 tied, 1 apiece. We've got a brand new ball game with 2 to go in regulation. It'll be 7-8-9. Valentin, Matheny, and Carl. Be curious to see if they give Carl the same kind of respect that they gave Maddox. Well, here's Valentin. He's 0 for 2. Maddox is ready. Valentin waits from the left side. 5-9. Ground ball down to second. Should be no problem. Lockhart in plenty of time. And Valentin's retired 1 away. Here's Matheny. Mike's 1 for 2. Scored the only run for the Brewers. How about a 6-7 right-handed? Single 1 to 2. That's a 17, folks. That's a grounder down to third. Chipper Jones is there. Throws across the diamond, and Matheny slow of foot is retired easily for the second out. Just want to see what Carl's line looks like. This guy is normally a 500 pitcher with a 4.40 ERA. So, Scott, Carl, thank you for your strong 7. But it's pinch hitter time. When Maddox is on the mound, they need to get something going. So we'll have a pinch hitter for Carl. He goes 7. And he can't win it unless they score here in this inning. So Carl will go back into rotation. And let's see who the pinch hitter will be. With righty on the mound, we've got Bob Hamlin. That's a definite possibility, folks. In fact, looks like it might be the only possibility. He's the only lefty on the bench. So Bob Hamlin will come in to face Greg Maddux here with 2 down in the top of the 8th. If you're wondering what Hamlin did in real life, well, look at that one column. Homer, 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 homer chance, ballpark homer, single walk, couple of ground outs, single ballpark homer. So don't roll a 1, Greg Maddux. He had 7 homers and 146 at-bats, but only 219 average. Well, Hamlin steps into the box. Maddux looks nonplussed. Looks in for the sign from Lopez. And here's the pitch. Well, it's a 2, so that's good news for the Braves. Grounded down to first. Should be no problem. Galarraga takes it himself. And the side is retired. And as he's done pretty much all night, except for in 2 occasions, Greg Maddux has a 1-2-3 inning for Atlanta. So Hamlin's day is done. Thanks for trying, Bob. And we'll have a new pitcher for the Brewers. That new pitcher here in the 8th inning, I don't think they have too many choices. I think we're going to go with Chad Fox. Let's see who's due up. You got Switch Weiss, Lefty Lockhart, Switch Jones. I think Weiss hits lefties worse. So they would prefer a lefty right now. If they have one. You know what? They only have 1 lefty in the bullpen. His name's Mike Myers, and he's going to try to get a couple outs at least. So, in for Hamlin is Myers. He's a 3E51, and he's a specialist, a 1-inning reliever on his POW. So Myers is ready. Weiss is 1 for 3 today. Both pitchers have been efficient. Now the bullpens get active. Myers, the first relief pitcher of the day, 2-6. Left-handed, and that's a base on balls, and that is not how you want to start things off against the Braves here in the 8th. So base on balls, we got to update the holds, by the way. It's a +2. +1 is +3. So we go from -1 to a +3, which means +1, which means Weiss is almost automatic if he can get a lead, but he needs only a 3 to get the lead. He will try, and he does not. So a toss over, and then a step off, and Weiss shortens his lead considerably. Well, Weiss is on. Here's Lockhart. Lefty on lefty. They're going to keep it that way. He is a hit and run B. With the runner held, he'll be an A, and I think we're going to go hit and run, folks. So Weiss on first. If he misses, Weiss has a terrible second steal chance, but what are you going to do? Got to try to get something going here in the 8th inning. They'd like to take the lead and bring out their closer, Leitenberg, wouldn't they? Well, here's the Havoc die, first of all. Nothing doing. So Lockhart settles in. Some signs from the dugout. First base coach motioning at Lockhart as well. Now Myers is set. Lefty on lefty action. And it's going to be an 8 on an A hit and run. Nope, not that chart. And that one's grounded towards second base. Let's see what happens. The second baseman, Vigna, ranges and makes the play, but he'll have only 1 play over to first, where Loretta tags the bag in time to retire Lockhart, so Weiss moves into scoring position with 1 out. Well executed by Lockhart. He did what he's supposed to do. He hit it to the right side. And now you've got danger. You've got Chipper Jones coming up. Let's see how they deal with Chipper. He kills righties and lefties. A little bit better power against righties. And boy, do you really want to walk him and get to Galarraga? Jesus. I don't think you have good choices here. So they're going to pitch to Jones. All right, because look at this. Galarraga's a monster against everybody. Against everybody. So you're going to pick your poison. You're going to go with Jones right now with Weiss at second base. I don't think there's a good answer, and this is right where Atlanta would like to be. So Myers with the stretch. Havoc Die says nothing doing. How about a 3-5 against the left-hander and strikes him out? They make the right choice. Jones down on strikes, pressing a little bit. And a great pitch by Myers sets him down for the second out. And now they've got to deal with Galarraga. Now they might walk him. And that would be Klesko coming up. So, yes, they're going to intentionally walk Galarraga. And let's see if they want to pinch hit for Klesko. He has, like, no power. He's actually a W against lefties. But if they bring in a pinch hitter, you never know what they're going to do from the bullpen side. It's not going to be any of these guys. Looks like Gerald Williams is an option. So is Craig Colburn. In fact, they're both pretty even. But I think you like the balance. Colburn hits a little bit better from both sides. So we're going to go Greg Colburn in for Klesko. A pinch hitter here. It's going to be a righty. And I don't know if they have a feeling. In fact, I think they're going to stick with Myers. 2 outs. Klesko's out. The first substitution of the day for Atlanta. It's going to be Colburn. And does he ever even play left? No, he plays right. So we'll see. But anyway, the hitting is the most important thing right now. Just need to base hit. First and second, 2 down. Colburn settles in at righty on lefty. They're going to stick with Myers here, give him a chance. And that's a 2 Havoc die. We got to roll the white die to see what the deal is. That is a possible pass ball. Possible pass ball. Let's see. The catcher is Matheny. His pass ball is a 2. A 3. No. A nice stop by Matheny. He keeps it in front of him. They'll reset. 1 ball, no strikes. Myers settles down. Colburn motions for him to relax. It's just another hitter. It's only opening day. Colburn back in the box. Myers from the stretch. The pitch is a 5-8. Second base X. It's not over yet, folks. Lockhart's a 4E12. Is he holding anybody? No. How about a 10-7? 10-7 on a 4E12. Well, that's a G3. Doesn't matter. Because they're not in and he's not holding anybody. And a 7 on a 12. So G3, runners on first and second. I don't think it matters. Let me see. Let me just get it right. Oh, I said Lockhart. No, it can't be Lockhart. It's not a 4E12, folks. It is Vino, 1E13. That's probably even better, but let's make sure. I apologize. He can't field and be the on-deck batter. So 10 and a 1, that's a G1, even better. And then a 7 on the 13. It is clean. So Vino fields it, flips the second in time to retire Galarraga, and that's the inning. So Myers gets through. 2 walks, 1 intentional, nobody scores. And after 8 in the books, it's all tied at 1, ladies and gentlemen. Will Colburn stay in and play right field? Who's my right fielder? It's Tucker. Can he play left? No. So actually, no, they're going to pull Colburn. We're going to find another left fielder. It's probably going to be Gerald Williams. It is, in fact, going to be Gerald Williams. Thank you. So Colburn is out, and Williams, the defensive replacement in a tight game. Oops, punched a hole in the paper there. He's going to be a left field 2, -1 E12. Good old G. Williams, once upon a time a Yankee. With his own brother from another brother, Bernie. But here we go. We're going to the ninth. It's Maddox. Vina. What will happen? Top of the order for the Brewers. All tied at 1. It's drama, folks, here on opening day. Maddox is set. He's faced 27 over 8 innings, allowed just 3 base runners. Actually, 4, pardon me. There's been a double play in there somewhere. Or runner's interference, actually. He has got no double plays because he's barely allowed any base runners. Vina, for his record, is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Maddox with the delivery and the pitch. It's a 4-8. Left-handed, strikes him out. Second time for Vina. Caught looking there at a difficult breaking ball. I mean, I don't know how anybody hits that. And here's Loretta. Loretta, one of the few hits against Maddox. In fact, there are 4 of them today, and Loretta's got 1. The only RBI for Milwaukee. Loretta settles into the right-handed batter's box. Maddox looks in for the sign, likes what he sees. And having a 3-7. Grounded down to short. There's Weiss. Over to first. Loretta retired, 2 down quickly. Well, here's Cirillo. He's got 2 base hits today. A single, a double, and he grounded out to short. Like to get something going. How about a 3-6 to Cirillo? Single 1 to 13. No, ground ball to second base. Over is Lockhart. Gets it in the glove. Over to first, and that's another 2-3 inning for Gregory Maddox. He gets through 9, allows just a run. And now we'll see if Myers, I don't think he's going to stay out. He's not. Myers is done. That was my C. So Myers is out, and we'll have a relief pitcher. And righty's coming up. It's going to be Chad Fox, I believe. Actually, is it Fox or Rays? Or Jones? All viable options. Jones not great. Chad Fox is first in line. So Fox comes into the game. Relief pitcher 3-0. And he will face Lopez Tucker Jones. Andrew, that is. There's Lopez. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Fox is warmed up. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-9. Right-handed, down on strikes. Paint in the corner. A nice piece of pitching there by Fox. With the changeup, froze Lopez, who guessed wrong. He was looking fastball all the way, and his knees buckled on that changeup. Well, here's Tucker. A double, a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout. 1 for 2 officially. He waits for the pitch from Fox. Left-handed, 2-12 against the righty. Ballpark homer chance. Once again, it's a 20. This die is kind of suspect. I got to be honest with you. I might swap out this 20 after this game. But that one is hit deep to right field, but not deep enough. There's Burnett's. And he makes the play. I'll tell you, there's been some high fly balls in this one, but the ballpark has not been friendly. Well, it's 2 outs now, and here's Andrew Jones. He can certainly do some damage. How about a 1-5? Triple 1 to 4. That's an 8. How about a double instead for Andrew Jones? A 2-out, 2-base hit. And that's going to answer the question of what we're going to do with Maddox in the 10th, if there is one. Because there's going to be a pinch hitter. So Jones on second. He's only a 13. And if they don't hold him, he's got a huge jump. So they're going to hold Jones at second. And Maddox's day will be done as we wait to see who the pinch hitter will be, and I get my Strat-O-Matic cards organized. So Maddox just 1 earned run, 4 hits in 9 innings. Nice opening day start for Greg, and he gets a hand from the dugout as they send a pinch hitter in. Who's it going to be? Fox is a righty. Curtis Pride's a lefty. Perez just hits. And Ozzie Guillen, not great. Is Perez the backup catcher? Yes. So it's going to be Curtis Pride, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis Pride coming in to try to stir the drink here. Pride with a nice 3-column against right-handers. Fox settles in. He looks back at Jones, who's being held. 13 minus 1 is a 12. He's being held. And here is Pride in the left-handed batter's box. Havoc roll, nothing doing. Fox looks in for the sign, likes what he sees from the stretch, delivers to Pride, having a 4-7, and he lays off. It's a base on balls. Well, it doesn't get the job done, but it doesn't end the inning either. So Pride walks. They're still right where they were, and now it's Walt Weiss coming up against the right-hander. Weiss, 1 for 3 with a walk, has a chance to end it with a base hit right here. Being held at second is Jones. On first is Curtis Pride. Our Havoc roll says nothing doing. This die is definitely skewed high. And we're going to go 4-9 left-handed. Strikes him out. Chad Fox gets out of trouble. And we're going to have extra innings here, folks. Free baseball for those of you who have stuck around for this entire pitcher's duel. Well, now Maddox is out. And it's time for them to find a pitcher. Coming up, you've got lefty, righty, lefty. So let's see if there's a lefty in the pen that Bobby Cox wants to call on. He's not looking great. Oh, yes, it is. Well, I don't really like this guy, folks, but he's a hell of a pitcher when he's on. His name is John Rocker, and he's got a lot of opinions, but he's also got a hell of a fastball. And he will come in and bat ninth and take the place of Pride. He's a 3E0 with a 2 POW rating, and he bats as a 1, so not very interesting there. Pride's day is done. He had a good at bat, though, Curtis did. He might see some more pinch hitting duties in the future. Well, here's Rocker. Let's check the holds. It's a 0. Lopez is a 0. It's a 0 all around. And he'll face Burnett, Grissom, and Nielsen. Well, Rocker's ready. Fired up, as you say. Lefty on lefty. Burnett's still plenty of power. Here's the pitch, a 2-9. Strikes him out. Rocker with the high heat. And Burnett is down on strikes. 1 away here in the 10th. Here's Grissom. Marquise is 0 for 3. Rocker delivers a 4-11. Right-handed, strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. Rocker's coming with the heat. Nothing fancy. And now he'll face Jenkins, who frankly doesn't hit lefties very well. I don't know if there's another option for Milwaukee. He could go Darren Jackson. He's not much better. Not even sure he is better. They could go Jaha, although all he really does is walk against lefties. You know what? They're going to stick with Jenkins. Give Jenkins his first at bat. He came in as a defensive replacement after the 7th when Nielsen went down with a strained calf. So 2 down, and their hopes rely on Jenkins. Here's the pitch from Rocker. That's a 1 if you're wondering. It got away, but it's a 1. 1-11. Grounded down to short. There's Weiss. Over to first. And Rocker gets through the inning with no issue. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. Atlanta will try to win it. And Chad Fox has gone 2 innings already. He's on the verge of fatigue. They're going to stick with him a little longer. He would need 2 hits or walks at this point, so they're going to try to get another inning out of Mr. Fox. Has he gone 2 innings? I think I've screwed that up. Well, first of all, Fox is not there. Fox is here. This is Rocker. Fox came in. Yeah. Fox has gone 2. He came in after the 8th. He came in the 8th. He's pitched the 8th and the 9th. So, yeah, he would need 2 base runners, hits or walks, to be a problem for his fatigue. So he's going to get 1 more inning. He's going to face Lockhart, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. 4-11. Lockhart lefty. Fly ball left field X. I don't think we've tested the outfield today. And boy, it's a good thing Jenkins is in the game instead of Nielsen. It's a, what did I say, a 3E10. About 14-11 on the left field 3E10. That's an F2. And Jenkins makes the catch for the first out of the inning. That one was trailing away from Jenkins, but he caught up to it and made the play. Here's Chipper. He's 1 for 4. Struck out his last time up. First time facing... Nope. He struck out against Fox, actually, so they've seen each other. How about a 1-8 against the right-hander? Single 1. Nope. Ground ball down to third. Cirillo in plenty of time. Retires Chipper for the second out. Well, here's the dangerous Galarraga. Doesn't matter who you throw out there. Andres is 0 for 3. Intentional walk and a ground into a double play today. He's trying to get the bat unloaded against the righty Fox. How about a 4-4? Catcher's card X. Current catcher is Matheny. 2E4. Oops, pardon me. Banging around the camera. 2E4. We've got a 6-14. It's going to be a PP. PP no. There are no runners on base. Batter hits this one. Galarraga swings hard, gets underneath it. This is drifting back toward the stands. Going back is Matheny, short of the fence, and he'll make the catch in foul territory to retire Galarraga. So that's a 1-2-3. Fox pitching admirably here. Getting through some tough Atlanta batters in relief. Well, here's Rocker coming out for his second inning. And it's going to be the bottom of the order for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's Valentin, Matheny, and the aforementioned Chad Fox, who you can bet is done. So we're just going to make that notation now. And there will be a pinch hitter for him. So Fox goes 3, he doesn't blow it. Could win it if they can score here. Can't lose it. But first it's Valentin against Rocker. Rocker ready. Valentin waits, batting left. 6, batting right, actually, pardon me. 6-9, shortstop X. How about a 3-8? Of course, now we're getting all the X readings, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 5-11, a 3-8. All right, I'm sorry, shortstop X. What did I say? 3-8. Excuse me while I figure out what the hell I'm doing. What did I roll? I forgot. It's terrible. Well, if I rolled the 3-8 there against the lefty, I don't remember what I rolled, guys. Can anybody tell me what I rolled? This is terrible. How awful. We can do a little quick rewind. Bear with me. This is the first batter of the inning, right? Okay, hang on one sec. See what I rolled. What happens after a long day at work? That was a 6-9. 6-9, and then I rolled a 3-8, right? So 6-9. Batting right. That's where I got the shortstop X. And then I rolled a 3... pardon me. Shortstop X. First of all, who the hell is the shortstop, Jim? Rocker, it's Weiss is a 2E22. How about a 5-11? G3. Nothing doing. So fielded by Weiss, he throws over in time to retire Valentin. Thank you for your patience. One away for Rocker. Right? Here's Matheny. The pitch. 6-7. Left hand. Nope. Right-handed. Ground ball, shortstop X once again. Weiss making the play. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter. And you can bet they're going to bring up somebody with power. They'd like a lefty. I don't know if they have a lefty. They do not. So they're going to have to go righty. They're going to look for some game putting ahead power. It looks like, nope, can't be the catcher. I'm going to go ahead and let Mark Newfield bat against Rocker. This could be Rocker's last batter. We'll see. Newfield steps in. Righty on lefty. It's a 5-8. Ground ball second base X this time. This will be Lockhart. He's a 4E12. That one got away, but it's a 5. 4E12 for Lockhart. 8. And that's a... brain's not working anymore. 8-12 against the 4E12. G3. Nobody on, right? Nobody on, so we got a G3. Pardon me while I figure it out. 5, 9, 12 on a 12. So Lockhart will make the play. Picks it, fires, and makes the play to first to retire Neufeld. So 11 in the books. Milwaukee pitching up to the, Atlanta pitching up to the challenge today. Neufeld will be done. And we'll have a new pitcher for the Brewers. Is Williams due? Gerald Williams is due to hit. The new pitcher for Milwaukee. Well, they're running out of guys. They can go Rays or they can go Wickman. I don't think it's close. I think they're going Wickman. So Bob Wickman, the de facto closer, is going to come in and pitch. That's going to be F. Relief pitcher 2E35, Wickman. For Milwaukee. He's a 2. And he will face Williams, Lopez, and Tucker. So Williams waits first at bat of the day for Gerald. Righty on righty. How about a 5-7? Double 1 to 8. Nope, that's going to get down for a base hit. So Gerald Williams is on with leadoff single. You got to check Wickman's hold. That's a +2, +3. So +3 stays the same. They're going to hold him just to get to be an 18, 3-6. Williams a good chance of getting the lead here. That 3 is going to get him a lead. And he's off. So 17 +1. He's a 1 to 18. Will they throw down? What's the E rating? E4. Yes, they will. And he's in there. Stolen base for Williams. And he's in the scoring position. And now things are interesting. What do you do? I think you have to put Lopez on. Are they going to? So Wickman, four quick ones to give a free pass to Lopez. Now it's first and second, nobody out. Tucker coming up, who's not a great bunter. Do they have a great bunter, or do they want to let him hit? I think they're going to let him hit. Or are they? Well, they're not going to bring the infield in. The defense is going to assume they're going to have him hit away. So if they want to give him an out, they'll take it. The Havoc roll says nothing doing. Here's Tucker. Tucker, by the way, if you're wondering, 1 for 3, a double, a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout. The pitch, he's not squaring around. It's a 1-7. Pops it up on the infield. Terrible at bat by Tucker. Great pitch by Wickman, jammed him, and that's 1 away. But now they have Andrew Jones coming up. Jones is a good bunter, but you've given up an out. So I think wiping out their bullpen on opening day, you're not kidding. You're not kidding, Dan. They might be off tomorrow, though. Haven't checked. Well, here's Andrew. He's 2 for 4. No Havoc roll of consequence. And Jones waits. First and second, one down. They're looking for a ground ball double play if they can get it here. 6-8. No, instead Wickman will issue a free pass. And no fatigue here. He's a 2. But that brings up the pitcher spot for Rocker, who now stands to win it if they can get one of these guys from 90 feet away to cross the plate. Who will they call on in place of Rocker? They're running a little thin against the right-hander. I don't think they have. A great option. It's pretty much Guillen. I'll tell you what, I think they'd rather have a righty up against Wickman. What do you think? I think they're going to go righty. They're going to go Danny Batista. Danny Batista is going to get an at-bat. They cannot play for 2, folks. They have to cut off the run. They can't trust in turning a double play as much as they would like to, so they'll have to play it in. And I might need to look some stuff up for that, but one thing at a time. I think we have stuff in the rule book, but let's see how it plays out. All right? Let me find out where my reference is first. All right, I got my infield in chart ready. I'm going to look stuff up if we need to. So, bases are loaded, full of Braves. Bottom of the 11th inning. It's a 1-1 game. At the plate, pinch hitter Danny Batista against Wickman. Righty on righty. The Havoc roll says nothing doing. They'd like a ground ball or a pop-out or a strikeout. They'd like anything but a base hit, obviously. But a deep fly ball will get the job done as well. Wickman waits. Shakes off the sign. Now he likes it. Matheny settles into his crouch. The umpire peers over Matheny's shoulder. Batista waits. Bat barely moving. How about a 2-9? Ground ball, second base C. Let's see what this looks like with the infield in. Loaded C is going to be a 7. Batter safe. Lead runners out. They throw home and they get the 4s out. So the throw home by Vina, who's, by the way, a 1 fielder. Great play by Fernando. To get the 4th, the bases will still be loaded. Batista reaches on the fielder's choice, but now it'll take a base hit, a walk, or a miscue to get him home. Well, Weiss knows how to get on base. That's actually one of the things he's best at. So Wickman's in there. Bases are still loaded. There's 2 down now, bottom of the 11th, a tense game. Weiss waits. He's got a hit and a walk today and 5 plate appearances. The Havoc roll is non-interesting to us Strat-O-Matic players, and Walt Weiss could be the hero, or we could play another inning or more. Wickman ready. Weiss waits, batting from the left side, switch hitter. Bat waving slightly in a deep crouch. The pitch, it's a 1-10. And that's going to be a base hit. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Bops it over the shortstop's head, ranging back. It's Valentin, but it's out of reach. Dunks in. And scoring on the base hit is Lopez. That's all, folks. A walk-off RBI single by Walt Weiss, his second hit of the day. And the Atlanta Braves take one here in Fulton County Stadium. At least I think that's where they were in 1998. Over the Milwaukee Brewers in 11, by the final score of 2-1. The winner is going to be John Rocker. Love him or hate him, don't let your daughter date him. And the loser is going to be Bob Wickman. That was a great game, Dan. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope you had fun. That turned out to be a tight one. Tomorrow night, we're going to probably stream again. Might mix it up. Haven't decided yet, but it's either going to be 98 Strat, 90-77 payoff pitch, or who the hell knows. But we'll probably follow up with Strat because that was a hell of a game. Really, really good game. Well played, everybody. Thanks very much, H. Field, Dan Douglas, Alan Roskowitz, and anybody else who tuned in to the production tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Joe. You may have forgotten what I look like. I'm not Pretty Man. I'm a handsome man with a lot of panache. I'm going to finish my cup of tea in my Yankee mug, and we're going to call it a night. But thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you soon. Boom.